going to be getting a max battle day featuring Gigantamax Lapras, and the point of this video is to give you a guide on how you can easily defeat this boss without having to have too many trainers in your group. What's happening, everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so this is going to be the first of its kind. I'm going to be doing a Gigantamax battle guide, which is going to be very similar to my raid guides. And the reason why I'm making this is because, for one, I think it's great content. And then two, I just want to inform players because these Gigantamax battles are extremely difficult and you will need to have every single tip at your disposal. So yeah, with that said, let's go over the best counters for Gigantamax Lapras, and then let me tell you some tips that will help you actually take it down. First off, let me give a quick recap of this weekend's Max Battle Day featuring Gigantamax Lapras. On Sunday, December 8th at 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time, we're going to have a Gigantamax Lapras Max Battle Day. This is going to see the debut of Gigantamax Lapras, so you should prepare your Pokemon right now because this is definitely going to be a very difficult encounter. Now, with this event, there's actually going to be a brand new item that's going to be introduced, and it's going to be called the Max Mushroom. The Max Mushroom is an item that will temporarily amplify the fast attacks, charge attacks, and max move of your Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon in max battles. This is a pretty sweet item, and I feel like it could definitely see a lot of uses. I just hope the way at which you obtain them is going to be something that is free to play, but chances are it's definitely going to be something you might have to pay for. Now, during this Max Battle Day, you're going to have the following event bonuses. The amount of max particles that you can hold will be increased to 1600, all power spots will host Gigantamax battles, and power spots will refresh more frequently. And then every power spot you visit is going to give you 8 times the amount of max particles. And then during the entire day on December 8th until 5 o'clock p.m. local time, you're going to get double the amount of max particles from exploring, and the distance to receive max particles is going to be cut to a quarter. Now, earlier I said that I was concerned that max mushrooms would be something you would have to pay for, and the reason why I say that is because there is an event ticket for $5 USD, which is going to give you 1 max mushroom and 25,000 experience. So yeah, it looks like you're required to spend money in order to get this max mushroom, but it's going to be an item that will allow you to complete some of these Gigantamax battles without the sheer numbers that are required. When you purchase this ticket, you'll also be able to get 2 times the amount of experience from max battles, and the max particle collection limit is going to be increased to 5,600 rather than 1,600. I think it's hilarious because this is actually the first time we're seeing blatant pay to win. If you buy one of these max mushrooms and you're not able to get them for free, then it's essentially you paying money in order to win an encounter within the game. Alright, so now let's go over the counters and all of the info regarding Gigantamax Lapras. First of all, this is going to be a water and ice type Pokemon, which means it's going to be weak against electric, fighting, grass, and rock type Pokemon. And then it's going to have resistances to water and ice, so obviously don't bring any Gigantamax or Dynamax Pokemon with these types. Now, if you want perfect IVs for Gigantamax Lapras, it's going to be 1509, and just so you know, you can't get yourself a weather boosted one, so this is the magic number that you're going to want to look for. Now, in terms of team makeup, for every team of 4 trainers, you will want 1 player that is going to be using Max Guard, and all 4 trainers should be using Max Spirit as much as possible, alongside their max moves. Now, in terms of the best counters for Gigantamax Lapras, they're going to be Gigantamax Toxtricity with an electric type max move, Gigantamax Venusaur with a grass type max move, Dynamax Machamp with a fighting type max move, and then Dynamax Toxtricity with an electric type max move. Alright, so with these counters in mind, what do you need to know regarding Gigantamax Lapras, or max battles in general? Well, first and foremost, it is going to be very important that you max out your max attacks as soon as possible, mainly because when it comes to this Pokemon, it's going to be really difficult for you to take down, and you will need to do as much damage as you possibly can. It's going to require quite a lot of trainers. That is almost a given considering the difficulty of these Gigantamax Gigantamax battles, but you can mitigate that requirement for a high number of trainers by just being very well prepared. If you bring a whole bunch of maxed out Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon with maxed out moves, then yeah, you're going to have a much easier time compared to players who are just going about it with whatever they have. So I really think your best move will be to invest your max particles into any of the best counters that I mentioned, and also make sure you power them up just a little bit. And another thing you need to keep in mind is that you will want to make sure you have the right fast attack on those Pokemon that you plan to use in this battle, because something that a lot of players may not necessarily be aware of is that the fast attack is going to determine the typing of the attack of your max move. So if you're using an electric type Pokemon, for example, but it also has a poison type fast attack like Toxtricity, then the max move is also going to be a poison type. But if you go with an electric type fast attack, then the max move is also going to be an electric type attack. And that's going to be super effective up against Lapras. So that is some of the things you do need to keep in mind before you jump into these Gigantamax battles. Just make sure that you have the right fast attacks and you'll be good to go. Considering that right now we have Dynamax Machop as part of the max battles rotation, you will want to take full advantage of that. If you want a budget-friendly counter to Gigantamax Lapras, then Dynamax Machamp is definitely going to fit that bill. It's not going to require too much to power up, and it's going to be something that is going to be readily available. That is definitely one you will want to bring if you do not have a good amount of Toxtricities or Gigantamax Venusaurs. But yeah, if you do have those other two Gigantamax Pokemon, then you should definitely bring them because they're going to deal an insane amount of damage up against Gigantamax Lapras, and they're almost going to be a requirement if you do not have a good number of trainers available to take this down. And then one more thing that I need to mention is the new item called Max Mushrooms. Now, say what you will regarding this item, it is going to be very helpful taking down Gigantamax Lapras. It's going to double the damage that you deal, so make sure you utilize it when you're going up against this max battle. It is essentially a pay to win mechanic, and you might need it even more if you do not have a lot of trainers around you, so that is something you should definitely keep in mind. If you do plan to use it, it's definitely going to be worth using for this particular battle. It's going to require a whole bunch of trainers, but yeah, this item is definitely going to help you out. And yeah, with that said, that's essentially going to be it for this guide video. Now, let me know your thoughts regarding Gigantamax Lapras down below. Do you plan to at least try it out this weekend, or are you planning to skip it out? I know a lot of players tend to have very mixed feelings when it comes to max battles and Dynamax Pokemon and Gigantamax Pokemon. It is essentially a separate progression in Pokemon GO, and it's something that not everyone is necessarily going to care about. So I would like to know your thoughts. If you have any to share, then make sure you share it in the comments below, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.